For decades, the band has been remembered as one of the most influential groups in rock history. Their music, a unique blend of rock, folk, and blues, influenced countless artists and left a lasting mark on the music industry. Fans often admired not only their songs, but also the seemingly unbreakable bonds among the members. Robbie Robertson, as the lead guitarist and main creative force, played a central role in shaping the group's sound. Levon Helm, the drummer and one of the vocalists, contributed significantly to the band's identity with his distinctive voice and energy. While the public mostly saw their success in camaraderie, the reality behind the scenes was far more complicated. Before his passing, Robbie Robertson revealed truths about his relationship with Levon Helm that were unknown to fans for decades. These revelations shed light on personal tensions, creative disagreements, and the struggles that shaped the band's history. Robertson's insights help us understand that even the most legendary groups faced challenges that went beyond music. Their story is not only about harmony and success, but also about human emotions, pride, conflict, and reconciliation. For years, the world had heard stories of their achievements, but the private struggles, disagreements, and unresolved conflicts added another layer to their legacy. Robertson's statements show that while they created timeless music, the people behind it were deeply human, with flaws, ambitions, and strong emotions that sometimes clashed with one another. His revelations also remind us that even in the most admired partnerships, misunderstandings and tension can exist, making the eventual music all the more remarkable. From the very beginning, the band had a complex internal dynamic. Each member brought unique skills, tastes, and perspectives that contributed to their distinct sound, but also occasionally caused friction. Robertson often took the role of the de facto leader, shaping their musical direction and managing the recording process. While his vision was crucial to the band's success, it also created a sense of imbalance. Other members, including Levon Helm, Rick Danko, Gar Hudson, and Richard Manuel, felt that their contributions were sometimes undervalued, especially in matters of songwriting credit and income distribution. Creative differences frequently led to arguments, and personal problems added to the tension. Helm, known for his fiery temperament and passion for authenticity, often clashed with Robertson's more careful and calculated approach. Substance abuse and mental health challenges, particularly for Richard Manuel, made collaboration even more difficult. Despite these issues, the band members share a strong bond, comparing themselves to a family or a close-knit club. Yet, like any family, disagreements arose regularly, exacerbated by the pressures of fame, constant touring, and the demanding nature of the music industry. Their devoted fan base and critical acclaim were external signs of success, but behind the scenes, maintaining trust and harmony was a constant challenge. The mix of personal ambitions, artistic vision, and interpersonal dynamics made their journey both extraordinary and fraught with difficulty. While fans celebrated their music, the members had to navigate the complex balance between friendship and professional collaboration, often facing conflicts that tested their loyalty to each other. The tensions within the band came to a head during the preparation for their final concert, famously captured in The Last Waltz. This event was meant to celebrate their career and provide closure for both fans and members. Robertson planned the event meticulously, ensuring an impressive lineup of all-star guests and a high-quality production. While the concert was a success with audiences and critics, it also highlighted the underlying divisions within the band. Helm, in particular, was unhappy with how the film portrayed the other members, feeling it unfairly elevated Robertson's role while diminishing the contributions of others. This disagreement reflected long-standing concerns about creative control, songwriting credits, and leadership decisions. Although The Last Waltz was a triumph in terms of music and performance, it symbolized a strain between collaboration and individual recognition. The event became a mirror reflecting the unresolved conflicts that had built up over years, from disputes over who deserved recognition to deeper personal frustrations. Robertson's position as a central figure in the band's success, while undeniable, often created resentment among members who felt overshadowed. Helm's outspoken nature and insistence on fairness exemplified the tension between artistic vision and personal integrity. Even as the band delivered one of the most celebrated concerts in music history, their internal struggles persisted, demonstrating how creative partnerships can be both magical and fragile. Fans may have seen only the music, But the reality was that relationships within the band were complicated, shaped by passion, pride, and ambition. To Helm's perspective, as revealed in his autobiography, This Wheel's on Fire, gives crucial insight into how he experienced these tensions. He was deeply committed to the music they made together and valued collaboration, but he was also vocal about the unfair treatment he perceived regarding credit and recognition. For Helm, the issues were not merely financial. They were matters of honor, respect, and the integrity of the group's creative process. He often felt that his contributions and those of his fellow band members were overlooked in favor of Robertson's centralized vision. This imbalance caused frustration and sometimes public disagreement, yet it did not diminish Helm's love for the music or his dedication to the audience. Helm's honesty about the difficulties he faced humanizes the story, showing that even successful artists struggle with recognition, power dynamics, and personal relationships. Despite these challenges, Helm pursued a solo career with determination, using his experiences to shape his music and maintain connections with fans. His midnight ramble sessions in Woodstock, New York, allowed him to perform intimate shows, keeping him grounded and fostering a sense of community with his listeners. These performances not only demonstrated his resilience, but also highlighted the importance of staying true to one's artistic vision, even when past collaborations were complicated. Helm's story underscores the idea that personal growth and artistic success can continue even after difficult experiences, offering lessons in perseverance and authenticity. The aftermath of the band's dissolution was marked by both personal and professional challenges. The death of Richard Manuel in 1986 was a devastating blow that underscored the emotional and psychological toll of fame, personal struggles, and substance abuse. The remaining members attempted to regroup occasionally, but the dynamic was never the same. Without Manuel, their synergy and creative energy were difficult to recapture. Furthermore, unresolved tensions between Robertson and Helm lingered, affecting their ability to work together. Financial disputes, questions of songwriting credit, and lingering feelings of resentment continue to influence interactions. Even though they reunited on certain occasions, these meetings often felt like attempts to relive past successes rather than true collaborations. The band's legacy as innovators and pioneers of rock, folk, and blues was firmly established, but the personal costs of their achievements were significant. These experiences demonstrate that creative partnerships, while capable of producing extraordinary art, can be delicate and prone to friction when human emotions, pride, and external pressures are involved. Fans and critics alike continue to appreciate the band's musical genius, but understanding the interpersonal struggles behind the music adds depth and perspective to their legacy. That Robertson's revelation before his death added a new dimension to the story of the band. For decades, fans speculated about the nature of his relationship with Levon Helm, and the disclosure provided insight into the private tensions that had shaped their collaboration. While the specific details of Robertson's statement remained sensitive, it highlighted the complexity of balancing personal relationships with professional responsibilities. His confession emphasized that even strong friendships within successful groups can be tested by ambition, creative control, and misunderstandings. It also prompted renewed interest in how the members of the band interacted with one another, both on and off stage. Understanding Robertson's perspective allows fans to see the full picture, the triumphs, conflicts, and compromises that defined their journey. It also illustrates the challenge of navigating long-term collaborations, where individual contributions, recognition, and personal dynamics must coexist with collective goals. The revelation sheds light on the tension between public perception and private reality, reminding us that behind every iconic band, there are human stories of struggle, compromise, and reconciliation. To Helm's solo career and continued engagement with music demonstrates resilience and dedication. After the band's breakup, he faced significant challenges, including financial issues, health problems, and the burden of his past experiences. Despite these obstacles, Helm carved out a new identity as a solo artist, producing music that reflected his personal journey and creative independence. Albums such as Dirt Farmer showcase his skill as a musician and his ability to connect with audiences through heartfelt performances. The Midnight Ramble concerts became a hallmark of his solo work, offering fans intimate, authentic experiences that emphasize community and shared passion for music. Helm's perseverance in the face of adversity, both professional and personal, serves as an inspiring example of resilience. His approach to music after the band's breakup highlights the possibility of growth and renewal, even after periods of conflict and loss. For Helm, music was not just a career. It was a means of expression, healing, and connection, demonstrating the enduring power of creativity in overcoming personal struggles. The story of the band, viewed through both Robertson's and Helm's perspectives, is one of complexity and duality. On one hand, their music revolutionized rock and left a lasting cultural impact. On the other hand, their interpersonal dynamics were fraught with disagreements, misunderstandings, and unspoken resentments. These dualities make their story relatable and human. Fans are often drawn to artists not only for their talent, but also for the personal challenges they face and overcome. The band's journey exemplifies how extraordinary art can emerge from imperfect human relationships. Their successes were intertwined with their struggles, and understanding this interplay enriches the appreciation of their music. Robertson's revelation serves as a reminder that even celebrated groups have private histories that may differ significantly from public narratives. By exploring both triumphs and conflicts, we gain a fuller understanding of the dedication, compromise, and emotional investment required to achieve greatness in collaborative art forms. The impact of Robertson's revelation on fans, historians, and the music community cannot be overstated. For decades, the band's story had been told through interviews, autobiographies, documentaries, and The Last Waltz, but Robertson's comments added a new layer of understanding, shedding light on hidden tensions that had never been publicly acknowledged. Fans who grew up listening to songs like The Wait, Up on Cripple Creek, and The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down had always assumed that the band operated as a tight-knit family, creating music harmoniously. Robertson's admission, however, revealed that even in a group celebrated for its unity, conflicts over creative direction, credit, and personal values were constant. For many fans, this was both shocking and enlightening, offering a more human perspective on the musicians they had idolized. It reminded listeners that behind every celebrated song or performance, there is often a story of negotiation, compromise, and sometimes hurt feelings. Music historians, in particular, took note of the revelation because it reframed the narrative of the band's success. Previously, the story focused on their innovative musical style, the blending of rock, folk, and blues, and their ability to connect with audiences on a deep emotional level. Robertson's insights highlighted that their achievements were not just a result of talent, but also of navigating a complex web of interpersonal relationships. These dynamics affected everything from the writing process to live performances, and even the way the group presented itself to the world. Furthermore, the revelation emphasized the role of personal ambition and ego in shaping creative partnerships. Robertson's careful, sometimes controlling approach contrasted with Helm's passionate, fiery personality, leading to recurring disagreements that were never fully resolved during their peak years. By sharing his perspective, Robertson invited fans to see the band not only as a legendary musical entity, but also as a group of individuals struggling to balance personal desires with collective goals. This transparency allows us to appreciate their music on a deeper level because it was created under pressure, conflict, and real human emotions. It also encourages reflection on how we perceive artistic collaboration in general, showing that success often comes hand in hand with friction. Beyond just revealing past conflicts, the revelation prompts questions about fairness, credit, and the ethics of leadership in creative endeavors. It forces both casual listeners and serious scholars to reconsider who contributed to what, how decisions were made, and how personal relationships influence the creative output of any group. Robertson's statements also remind us that even when conflicts exist, they do not necessarily diminish the value of the work produced. In fact, the tension may have contributed to the depth and authenticity of the band's music, as strong emotions, disagreements, and contrasting visions can fuel creativity rather than hinder it. For contemporary musicians, Robertson's revelation serves as a lesson in communication, respect, and understanding within collaborative projects. It highlights the importance of acknowledging contributions, managing expectations, and dealing honestly with disagreements before they become lasting grievances. Fans, too, are offered a rare glimpse into the human side of their idols, understanding that their heroes were not infallible, but deeply complex individuals. In this way, Robertson's disclosure enriches the band's story, transforming it from a simple tale of musical triumph into a multifaceted narrative of friendship, rivalry, ambition, and reconciliation. It demonstrates that the history of iconic music groups is as much about the personal relationships behind the scenes as it is about the songs that endure for generations. By revealing the hidden struggles with Levon Helm and the rest of the band, Robertson has not only clarified historical misunderstandings, but has also provided a more honest, nuanced, and compelling portrait of one of the most influential bands in rock history. Levon Helm's own perspective on the band and his relationship with Robbie Robertson adds another crucial layer to understanding their history. While Robertson's revelation highlighted the tensions and conflicts from his viewpoint, Helm's experiences show the personal and emotional challenges that came with being a part of such a groundbreaking yet complicated group. Helm was passionate, honest, and outspoken, often prioritizing fairness and integrity over maintaining a smooth working relationship. This sometimes put him at odds with Robertson, whose leadership style could be more strategic and controlling. Helm's frustrations were not solely about money or recognition. They also stemmed from a deep commitment to artistic truth and the value of each member's contributions. In his autobiography, This Wheel's on Fire, Helm recounted numerous instances where he felt overshadowed or undervalued, particularly when it came to songwriting credits and royalties. He believed that the music they created was a result of collective effort, and that no single member should dominate or receive disproportionate recognition. This belief fueled disagreements, but also reflected Helm's strong moral compass and loyalty to the group's principles. Beyond these conflicts, Helm's personal life and health challenges complicated matters further. Substance abuse, mental health struggles, and the pressures of touring created a high-stress environment that made collaboration more difficult. Richard Manuel's struggles, in particular, added tension, as the other members had to accommodate and adapt to his challenges while still maintaining the band's demanding schedule. Despite these obstacles, Helm's love for music never wavered. His commitment to his craft allowed him to continue performing and recording even after the band dissolved, proving his resilience and dedication. Helm's solo career demonstrated that he could thrive independently while staying true to roots he had built with the band. Albums like Dirt Farmer and performances at his Midnight Ramble concerts in Woodstock, New York, reflected his ability to connect with audiences on a deeply personal level, creating a sense of intimacy and community that resonated with fans. These solo endeavors were also a testament to his ability to overcome adversity. Helm battled throat cancer in the late 1990s, which threatened not only his career, but also his ability to continue performing. Yet he returned to the stage with remarkable determination, showing that his talent, passion, and resilience were as powerful as ever. His perseverance in the face of illness and personal challenges underscored the human side of an artist whose public image had often been defined solely by his work with the band. By looking at both Robertson's and Helm's perspectives, it becomes clear that the band's story is not one of simple friendship or conflict, but a complex interplay of personalities, ambitions, and emotions. Helm's experiences remind us that even in legendary groups, individual members face unique struggles that shape their artistry and impact a collective legacy. Understanding Helm's viewpoint helps fans and historians appreciate not only his contributions to the band, but also the courage, integrity, and resilience that define his life as a musician. It emphasizes that behind the music we admire lies a rich tapestry of human emotion, challenges, and personal triumphs that give the art its enduring power and relevance. In the end, Levon Helm's legacy is inseparable from both the successes and the struggles he experienced with the band, and Robertson's revelations help to highlight just how significant his role truly was. The dissolution of the band marked a pivotal moment not only in music history, but also in the personal lives of its members, particularly Robbie Robertson and Levon Helm. While their collective work had achieved legendary status, the ending of their collaboration was far from simple or harmonious. The Last Waltz, intended as a celebratory farewell concert, captured the grandeur and talent of the group, yet also highlighted unresolved tensions. The event, meticulously planned by Robertson, featured a lineup of all-star guests and was hailed as a masterpiece by critics and fans alike. However, for Helm and several other members, the concert underscored feelings of imbalance and inequity within the group. Helm, in particular, was frustrated by the way the concert and subsequent film appeared to emphasize Robertson's leadership and creative control, at the expense of recognizing the contributions of the other members. This perceived slight reflected deeper, long-standing issues that had accumulated over years of collaboration, including disputes over songwriting credit, creative decisions, and financial matters. For many members, the band was more than a musical group. It was a family, a community built on shared experiences, late-night jam sessions, and a collective vision for innovative music. Yet, as with any family, underlying conflict were amplified under the pressure of fame and constant public scrutiny. Touring extensively, managing personal struggles, and navigating the business side of the music industry all created additional stress that strained relationships. Beyond creative disagreements, the members faced personal challenges such as substance abuse, mental health struggles, and the emotional toll of being in the public eye. Richard Manuel's struggles, for instance, were particularly poignant. His difficulties affected not only his own performance, but also the dynamic of the group as a whole. Despite these obstacles, the music they produced together remained timeless, demonstrating that even in moments of tension and discord, artistic brilliance could emerge. The band's breakup left a lasting emotional impact, with members attempting to reconcile pride, frustration, and affection in the years that followed. The breakup also had practical consequences. Questions of royalties, rights to songs, and the management of their musical legacy became points of contention. Fans, historians, and critics continue to debate who contributed what to the band's signature sound, highlighting the complex interplay between collaboration and individual recognition. Robertson's revelations prior to his death helped to contextualize these issues, offering insight into the pressures he faced as a leader and the difficult decisions he had to make. At the same time, Helm's reflections, both in interviews and through his solo career, reveal a deep love for the music and a desire to preserve its integrity. By examining these perspectives together, it becomes evident that the end of the band was not merely the cessation of a musical project, but a profound shift in the personal and professional lives of each member. It serves as a reminder that even legendary success is intertwined with human complexity, and that the creation of enduring art often comes with hidden sacrifices, compromises, and emotional challenges. Understanding the breakup in this way enriches the legacy of the band, allowing fans to appreciate not only the music, but also the resilience, passion, and humanity of the individuals who created it. Through the lens of Robertson's revelation and Helm's experiences, the story of the band emerges as a nuanced narrative of collaboration, conflict, and the enduring power of creative expression. The long-term legacy of the band, shaped by both Robbie Robertson's revelation and Levon Helm's solo work, demonstrates how deeply their personal dynamics influenced not only their music, but also the broader world of rock, folk, and Americana. Even after the breakup, the story of their collaboration remained a reference point for musicians, critics, and fans trying to understand the balance between creativity and personal relationships. Robertson's candid disclosure about the tensions within the band allowed a more nuanced appreciation of what it took to create their music. For decades, people admired the band's unique sound, often assuming that their process was seamless or entirely harmonious. Robertson's insights revealed that this harmony was, in fact, the product of negotiation, compromise, and sometimes conflict, emphasizing that the brilliance of their music emerged from the blending of different personalities, temperaments, and artistic visions. Meanwhile, Helm's solo career highlighted his individual strength and resilience. Albums like Dirt Farmer and his Midnight Ramble concerts showcase his ability to maintain authenticity, connect with audiences, and continue creating music that resonated emotionally even after the collaborative environment of the band had ended. Helm's success illustrated that personal growth and artistic evolution could occur independently, even when past conflicts with colleagues were unresolved. His dedication performing and sharing music with fans created a living legacy that complemented the band's recorded achievements. In addition, Helm's approach to engaging with audiences, fostering community, and maintaining an intimate connection through live performances showed that artistic influence extends beyond albums and studio recordings. It also comes from the relationship between artist and listener. Robertson's revelations, when considered alongside Helm's work, help us understand the interplay between personal experience and public legacy. They remind us that music is not only the product of talent, but also of human relationships, ambitions, conflicts, and the effort to balance individual and collective goals. For modern musicians and creative teams, this story serves as a case study in navigating collaboration. Leadership, communication, acknowledgement of contributions, and honesty are crucial, but even then, tension and disagreement are inevitable. Fans, scholars, and critics alike benefit from these insights because they humanize the artists, turning abstract icons into real people who face difficult choices emotional challenges, and moral dilemmas. The influence of the band also extends to generations of musicians who cite them as inspiration, learning from both their achievements and their struggles. Understanding the underlying tensions revealed by Robertson helps aspiring artists appreciate the complexities behind creating lasting art. Furthermore, Helm's resilience and commitment to music after the breakup exemplify the importance of perseverance and authenticity. By studying both members' experiences, we see that legacy is not only about recorded music or public acclaim, but also about character, adaptability, and the ability to maintain integrity under pressure. The band's story, enriched by Robertson's revelations and Helm's reflections, ultimately provides a fuller, more human understanding of the creative process. It shows that conflicts, personal struggles, and moments of tension do not diminish artistic accomplishment. In many cases, they contribute to the depth, authenticity, and emotional power of the work. As a result, the music of the band continues to inspire, educate, and resonate with new generations of listeners, while the personal stories of Robertson and Helm provide lessons in collaboration, resilience, and the enduring influence of artistry that arises from both triumph and hardship. The influence of the band extends far beyond their original recordings, shaping the evolution of rock, folk, and Americana in ways that continue to resonate with musicians and audiences alike. Their innovative approach to blending musical genres, combined with deeply narrative songwriting, created a blueprint for how bands could explore complex storytelling within popular music. Songs like The Wait, Up on Cripple Creek, and The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down are more than just hits. They are stories filled with emotion, character, and a sense of place, reflecting the unique perspectives of the band members. Robbie Robertson's role as the primary creative force in shaping the arrangement's production was crucial, yet was balanced by the contributions of Levon Helm, Rick Danko, Garth Hudson, and Richard Manuel. Each brought their own voice, musical sensibility, and personality to the group, making the band sound distinctively layered and collaborative. Robertson's revelations about his sometimes tense relationship with Helm provide insight into how personal dynamics influence their music. Understanding these tensions does not diminish the quality of their work. Rather, it highlights how human complexity can enrich artistic creation. Helm's perspective, both during and after the band, emphasizes that personal integrity, resilience, and connection with the audience are as important as technical skill or leadership. After the band dissolved, Helm's solo work and live performances became a model for how an artist could sustain creative energy while honoring past collaborations and forging a personal path. The Midnight Ramble sessions in Woodstock, New York in particular, exemplify Helm's commitment to authenticity and community, offering fans intimate and emotionally resonant musical experiences that emphasize participation and shared appreciation rather than mere consumption. These performances created a legacy of artist-audience connection that extended the influence of the band far beyond its recorded catalog. Moreover, the band's story, illuminated by Robertson's revelation, serves as a cautionary and instructive tale about collaboration, leadership, and recognition in creative partnerships. Their experiences illustrate that even highly talented, dedicated groups can face challenges in communication, fairness, and acknowledgement, which can impact relationships, performance, and long-term satisfaction. Yet the creative output that emerged from these struggles demonstrates that friction,